I bet
was not that good.
I bet Ted Cruz dyes his pubes just like his beard. But it's like inverted, so it's like black on the outside and then gray, you know? He's like, look, honey, I made a match. I made Little Ted match.
Little Ted.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Light Roast. I'm Damian Turner.
I'm Jason Jones.
And it's been a pretty good week for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I've been busy as hell.
Yeah.
I thought this song faded down. Oh, it does. That's good.
Yeah, nice.
That's good.
Nice touch.
Yeah, we're learning. We're learning about our setup as we go.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It has been a wild week. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously, I've never been more happy to not live in Texas. Which is saying something. There's a lot of reasons to not want to live in Texas.
Man, honestly, Melissa and I just not that long ago. In fact, I think we were leaving Texas on a plane, looked at each other and we're like, it's going to be a long time before we come back to Texas. That was like 2 years ago.
I say that every time I leave Texas.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's going to be a long time before I come back to Texas. But then like my dad lives there and stuff, which is just like more reason to not go. You know,
I have great friends in Texas.
That's a reason
I want to see those friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like they're an oasis.
Yeah.
Within Texas. Like when I'm with them at their house, it's amazing.
Right. Yeah.
If I leave their house, it sucks.
Pretty much. I mean, my brother and my dad live in Houston. It's all right.
Right.
It's all right.
Right.
You see some fun stuff. I found out what swangin' is. Swangin'. You remember that from, what was that dude's name? Flo Rida, right?
Okay.
They see me rolling. I'm swangin', right? Swangin' is this.
Riding dirty.
Apparently it's this Houston shit. I thought it was some Florida shit because he's Flo Rida, but it's some Houston shit where they put these like, it looks like some Mad Max stuff, dude. Like they put these big like metal cones on their wheels and then just drift back. They just swerve across the lane on the freeway.
Oh, wow.
With these big spikes
I
in
have
their
seen
wheels.
something like that. Yeah, I've seen the wheel spikes.
Yeah. My brother told me about that. He's like, yeah, man, that's swanging.
That's
I'm
dirty.
like, that's fucked up. That is riding. That's a whole different type of riding dirty. Dirty riding, man. That's foul. That's fucked up.
See, in Georgia, the trucks are just dirty. You know, it's just mud caked on. You know, it's just muddy. Dirty.
They see me rolling. I'm hating.
My truck has nuts, and I'm riding dirty.
Ugh, God. Riding with truck nuts.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst. And it's always like some
classic
guy with Salt Life written on the back of it.
Oh, yeah, Salt Life. And then you see Calvin pissing on something.
Right.
And what else?
Oh, a Confederate flag.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere. That's the fun juxtaposition. I say that because like
around here.
Oh yeah, I mean it was on the state flag until like not that long ago.
Just a few years ago.
Just a couple of years ago. Yeah, they're like we love this, but we like it though. It's like hey, you know. But no, I lived in Coco and I lived in Fairburn for a while, and I remember it's like the day we finished moving in, I see this dude on this big old truck, big like monster tires, barreling down the street, coming from the coming toward the main street with a big old Confederate flag on the front, you know, where the vanity license plate in the front, and then I see the back and it says Salt Life, and I'm like, so you're threatening us with death and also like ripping off our culture in the same time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Are you ready for some coffee?
I'm super ready for some coffee.
Ooh, cool.
What do we have?
We have, well, we've got some stuff from Rev, per usual.
Right.
That's a blend that they made for one of the local coffee shops. You can check out the label there. So I think it's got a little bit of Brazilian. What else does it say it's got in there? Some Brazilian and some something else.
This is wild. This is super involved. So components. It says what coffee says components? What is this? A stereo system? No, this is coffee.
Origin.
And for those of you that if you're watching us for the first time, joining us for the first time, Rev Coffee is a roaster near here, or roasters. There's plural roasters. There's many roasters. There are that are here in Georgia and Smyrna, right outside of Atlanta. I called it Smyrna last time because I'm not
a lot of people
from Atlanta. You hear how I say Atlanta with both T's? People hate me here for that. Why?
Yeah.
What you talking about? Atlanta. It's Atlanta.
It's Atlanta.
Yeah. You can't use both T's. You can't.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't use one T.
Right.
It's Alana.
Yep.
Yeah. Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so yeah, right outside of Atlanta, Smyrna, Georgia, Rev Coffee Roasters, and we get a lot of coffee from them.
Yes, we do.
So Components, right? They're a super cool company. They get some really interesting stuff. Components are Brazil, Cerrado, and Guatemala Antigua. So yeah, so some Brazilian beans and some Guatemala beans.
Yep.
That was the blend that we had last time, wasn't it?
That was part of it, and then I've mixed in some of the Ethiopian Kimbata beans,
right.
which is also what we're doing today. But the Kimbata beans aren't really in a formal bag; they're just like in a brown bag.
They're just loose.
Yeah,
they're just loose beans in a big old brown bag, just like mine. And
I don't know what they're up to.
you gotta know what your beans are up to, or you wind up like Chris D'Elia. We're gonna talk about him later, but. The flavor, we got mountainy, fresh off the wood stove percolator. Wood stove percolator. That's some crazy. That's cool, man.
Right.
Misty taste. I don't know what a misty taste is.
I don't know misty either.
You know, I don't know. Misty taste. That could sound. That could sound gross.
Like does crisp is crisp a flavor, or is it like a sensation?
Right? That's like there's something like beer company. Well, like
and what's the difference?
Let's be honest. Coors, right? The shittiest, one of the shittiest beers that you can buy, and they're like, we have the coldest flavor. Cold is not a flavor; it's a temperature.
They said that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Cold flavor. That was in their. I mean, it's been a long time. I think that was
Taste
like 15 years ago or something. But that's what they're talking about. Taste the Rockies. They remember, like back in the early 2000s, they did a whole thing with their can where when it was cold, the mountains would turn blue.
Right?
So you can taste the ice.
Yeah.
You mean the water?
Yeah.
I mean, that's most of what it is. It's water and urine.
So it tastes like rocks.
Tastes like rocks. Tastes like water with dirt in it.
So I think that water's ready over there. I'm going to grind some beans real quick. I'll be right back and we'll brew some. I've got a whole V60 ready to go right here. Got my filters.
V60 pour over.
I've got a decanter of sorts. It's really just a French press that I'm using as a decanter.
Nice.
And then we'll brew it up.
That's fancy.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. So to keep going here with the with this blend, so it says a misty taste of moonshine. Now that's some Georgia shit right there, right? Who the fuck else in the U.S. wants their coffee to taste like a hint of misty moonshine? So that's what it is. Misty is mountains. And these are the mountain whites. That's why I get this coffee from my white friend instead of going directly to them. I'm scared. These are the mountain motherfuckers. They're like, we want our coffee to have a misty mountain taste of moonshine. It's almost heaven. It says that on the bag. It says almost heaven right there. That's crazy. Misty taste of mountain moonshine, almost heaven, fresh off the wood stove percolator. Not one Mexican involved. Not one. All Americans. Make these beans for you. These Marietta, Smyrna, Georgia coffee beans that we got from South America, but we didn't let them in here, just their beans. That's what I always say. Take the beans and not the beaner. That's what I always say. You can to give me the beans, but keep the beaners. I don't want them.
That's pretty offensive.
Trying to come over the wall. I'm just trying to be offensive. That's the.
I can't hear those jokes.
This guy's afraid of my material. I'm gonna break him. This is the light roast, damn it. It's time to make fun of people. I'm not making fun of Mexican people. I'm making fun of people that make fun of Mexican people. Call them lazy and shit. That's fucked up. You met Mexicans? Mexicans work hard as shit. Don't call Mexican people lazy. Mexican people, some of the hardest working motherfuckers. Hispanic people in general. I grew up with a kid who was Salvadoreño, El Salvadorian, and his family was cool as shit, and they were the hardest working people I ever knew in my life. Those people worked sun up to sundown every single goddamn day, and then they partied. After that, they had some of the best Christmas parties you could ever go to. I would go to this kid's Christmas parties. Whole family would be dancing. That's how I learned how to dance the salsa and merengue. I was like 6, 7 years old. His mom would put my feet on her feet and just start, shaking her hips and stuff. And I was like, this makes me feel funny below the waist. This is weird. When you do that with your hips.
All right.
I don't know what that's about.
All right, here we go. So, all right. So, V60. So what we got? We got the V60. This is the V60, right? This is a V60 filter. I like to make this little fold here, and it makes it kind of sit down in here nice and even and flush. Nice and
as it sits up, pops up, and it's not flush.
I actually get these special V60 filters from the original Hario factory. Apparently, this exact one that's still got the Japanese writing on it comes from a particular factory where they make these soft ones. These are the soft V60 filters, and they have a different flavor that's actually super not offensive compared to some of the other tested filters. Apparently, yeah.
So this is the first time that I've just to fill you guys in. We've been talking about this V60 filter for 3 episodes now, and this is episode 2. And this is the first time I've fully understood, because I'm sitting here looking at it, that it's the coffee filter. I thought that it was the pour over funnel. I thought it was the pour over funnel, but it's the filter.
Well, it's the funnel is no good without the
filter, right? Of course.
But honestly, it's the funnel.
It's the funnel.
Pretty much. It's very similar to a Chemex, right? You're just using this kind of round, sort of conical shape.
Right. But the V60 is like the size of the, is that what it denotes? The size of the funnel shape of the
Yes, and also how much fluid is going through this particular type of filter versus a Chemex filter.
The absorbency.
Very particular. Well, it could be the absorbency and how little or a lot of flow you get.
Right.
So
for the heavy flow days, I use V60.
So I like to pre-wet my filter, and that rinses off any loose little bits of paper. And gets everything warm, and then I just ground the beans, dump the beans in. So I like to use a particular ratio of beans to water, so you get a particular potency of coffee. So you start with. So I've got 40 grams of beans. I like a 1:15 ratio of beans to water, which means my goal here is to pour 600 grams of water, because that would be 1:15 ratio. So I've got it on a scale. I've got it zeroed out right now. And then I actually need a timer. Do you have a way to start a timer?
I think so. Hold on.
Let me look around. Do I have I have a tablet. Hold on.
Hey. All right. Where would we be without our numerous devices to do all the things our brains used to be able to do?
You'll be able to see it from here too.
Oh yeah. Getting set up on the tablet.
All right. So we're going to clear that out. Perfect. There we go. Now you can see the timer right here on the screen. So I've got a temperature, and water temperature is going to be about 205. I had it up to boiling, and then I've just let it kind of cool down just a little bit. It's still pretty in a good range. This one holds temperature really pretty well.
You want to make sure that your coffee is hot enough to cook the inside of your mouth when you drink it.
So here we go. We're gonna start pouring.
You think I'm joking?
And now this is called the bloom phase. So you pour on. Basically, I'm using 40 grams of coffee. Now I'm going to add 80 grams of water, which is twice the weight of the beans. So whatever amount of beans you're using, you just double the weight. That's going to be this first pour.
Dude, the last time I spilled...
And it's going to last 45 seconds. That's going to be the whole bloom phase. 45 seconds, and then we're going to continue pouring after that.
Word.
Yeah.
That is super involved. No. I was trying to cut you off. That was my fault. No, I was just going to say the last time I dropped 80 grams of water on 40 grams, I lost $400.
That's
of coffee.
There we go.
Of coffee.
Yeah. Of stimulants.
Yeah. That'd probably be worth more than $400 of 40 grams of stimulant.
Actually, cannabis is a stimulant.
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Cannabis is a stimulant.
They told me it was a depressant, those bastards.
No, alcohol's a depressant.
Well, alcohol's definitely a depressant.
Yeah.
Unless it's tequila, then it's a depressant and a stimulant.
Temporarily a stimulant, and then it becomes a depressant.
Well, it's both at the same time, which
the
is
waves. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if you're one of the people with just the alcoholism gene, all alcohol is also a stimulant for you.
Have they really narrowed it down to a gene?
Yeah.
Did they?
I think so. Or,
Wow.
or whatever. Who
Doesn't
knows?
surprise
I don't
me.
know. But that they say that there's, a genetic thing in people who have the gene, so to speak. Who did I hear say that? I think Dr. Drew.
Oh yeah, because that would make me believe it.
Which I was about to say, grain of salt,
Yeah, sure.
to say the very least. He's entertaining.
Yeah, he's entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, he's got.
That's all I would give him. Yeah.
I mean, come on. I grew up listening to Loveline.
Who didn't watch Loveline growing up?
Great.
You get the craziest shit.
Yeah, and now Adam Carolla's completely off. He's completely unhinged.
Well, and so what's great now is Dr. Drew is on the Your Mom's House podcast network. So basically, like Tom Segura and Christina P have replaced Adam Carolla's role on now Dr. Drew's new show, Dr. Drew After Dark, and it's just even worse. They're just like asking him horrible questions. Hey, do the farts push the shit out, or does the shit push the farts out? And he's just like, both, and
God.
Neither. What other very important questions do you have for me? It's pretty great to watch him just debased that far by other people instead of himself. That's fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I also have a target amount of time. So now I've poured in all my water. I've hit 600 grams. I can turn that off. So now we're pretty much right at my target time, between 3 minutes, 15 seconds. You can see I'm almost done draining all the water through. And for me, I have found with this particular batch of beans, there you go, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. We'll pull that off. See, it's not running anymore. And I've got my grind. So your grind will affect how quickly things flow. The type of filter affects the flow. How much you pour affects the flow. So you just find that sweet spot, and then you can time it pretty consistently. Or you can get one of those fancy scales like my buddy gave me, and the lights will guide your brewing experience.
Oh my goodness, you guys should have seen this scale, man. I've never seen anything like this.
All right, so that one turned out pretty good in terms of time. So we'll get all these supplies out of the way here. Bump your camera.
That's fine. That's fine. Just bump my fucking camera.
Is your cup ready?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Well, let's pour. While we're being scientific, let's both get even amounts.
Hey, there we go.
I'll let you have all the coffee, but
if you ever wanted coffee to be harder to make in the morning, this is definitely like a leisure time.
I love this process.
Cup of
to
coffee.
Me, it really it's just a nice zone to be in.
It's pretty cool, man. I have to admit.
I don't know. I enjoy it.
Yeah. I do like. I'm glad that you enjoy. I enjoy you enjoying it, and then the fruits of that enjoyment.
Yeah,
I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Does it smell misty? Does it taste misty to you?
Tastes like moonshine to me. No.
Almost heaven.
I could see misty. I could see it.
Stone percolator. Now that one.
And don't you yell at us for slurping. That's how you're supposed to drink coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're at a coffee cupping, you give it a slurp. At wine tastings, give it a slurp.
Give it a slurp. And the reason you do that is so, and this is actually brilliant, right? Remember, your tongue, taste buds are separated into four. For any of you who don't remember, elementary school science, your taste buds are quartered in your mouth, right? So you have salty, sweet, bitter, and sour. And what slurping it does is it actually sprays it across your entire palate at once, and it prevents you from burning your tongue when the coffee is almost literally boiling hot.
That all sounds very accurate.
Yeah, I do not want to give credit to the major faceless corporation that taught me that when I was a barista for them.
Sure.
I can't shout about them in our theme song and then be like, so when I worked there, the cool thing they taught me about. No, yes, I can. Fuck them. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
I did
it's
it
cool.
I did it with Apple last time.
Part of life.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's part of life.
Selling your soul to corporations so that you don't die? Oh man, stupid system UI, you bastard.
Sometimes we got to know what we don't want.
Oh, it's still going. Is it still going? Hey, it's still going. Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to figure out what you don't want to figure out what you want.
Yeah.
Yep. Like you guys are all figuring out right now. What I don't want is to watch Damian sit and play with his camera and make that sound.
Sound like a squirrel.
Yep.
Sound like a dang squirrel.
I had to make that sound. Leave me alone. Give me my coffee. Yeah, I'm tired this week, man.
That's good.
I've been working on a mixing project for a friend all week, and then trying to figure out what's going on with the comedy clubs and stuff. Things are starting to open back up here.
Yeah, cool. I think the spring hopefully will bring, I don't know, maybe some outdoor comedy experiences or something.
Right? Something.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, they're starting to open up. They're putting together indoor places. So, like, Center Stage here, they invested in an air filtration system. So, like, the Laughing Skull people are throwing shows there. There's probably going to be some music events there, too, I'm guessing.
Neat.
And Skull's opening up again, too. Talking is fun. That's why I'm trying to do it for a living. I'm so good at it. So... No, they're opening up too and doing I think like 20-person shows and stuff like that. So I've gotten some calls, kind of tentative. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Sometime next month, and I'm like, health insurance, and they're like $20 in chicken wings, and I'm like, that's better than what I thought I was gonna get.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah. So I'm excited about that. There's supposed to be a new vaccine coming onto the market. I think Johnson & Johnson is making one. What do you think about that? You think anybody's going to take? You think enough people are going to take it?
I think the market needs as many providers of the vaccine as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think so too.
People need as many options as possible. I think having all of our eggs in one basket is a bad idea. And as long as we're in like safe efficacy range, and it's getting like the fast track approval, I think more options is good.
Right.
And I think if it is getting the fast track and it's getting approval, it's helping enough where it's better than not. It's better. I don't want to say it's better than nothing, but I'm trying to set the bar high so it's above better than nothing. I don't know how to word it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, more is better than less. It's like a more the merrier.
Do I think people?
I think type of situation. Dude, there's like it's a lot of people who are saying that they won't take it.
Yeah.
Like close to half of people I remember hearing.
Yeah.
I don't remember on what or from who or if it was verifiable or not.
Yeah.
But that's not the point of this show. No, and I think a lot of people are going to be dumbasses and not take it. And that's not to say that if you have doubts about vaccines that you're necessarily a dumbass, right? I mean, there's black folks especially. If y'all are like worried about the vaccine, I totally get it. I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to be a Tuskegee Airman.
Right.
No, I don't want it.
Right.
You know what they putting in it, but
it's the naysayers that have very strong opinions that I'm like, all right, and they're convincing other people to do or not to do certain things, and I don't appreciate that. I do understand people having concerns or doubts and not trusting the government and not trusting major drug companies.
Right.
So, yeah. Of course.
Right. And I get that. Don't trust the major drug companies. I'm all for that. But as far as like vaccines, black people, remember, and it is the end of Black History Month. I meant to bring it up as we were coming in. It is February 24th today. Yeah. It is Wednesday. We're right in the middle of Hump Day. We're having a good time though. But it's last week of Black History Month, and it is important to note that a black man came up with vaccines. He said, "Hey, there was this thing we used to do in Africa." Where we would take the pus of a sick person's wound and rub it in the pus of a not sick person's wound. And they were like, gross. He's like, yeah, but we didn't die. That's why we did that. It made us immune. That was the first vaccine.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, man. Fucking hardcore. Africans are hardcore. They don't give a fuck. They're like, let me tell you something. You are going to have to take the pus from that wound and your child will have to drink it. But you will not die. Not today. Until you get AIDS. But everybody gets AIDS. I can say it. Yeah, man. So that's what's up with that. Yeah. Take the vaccine.
Yeah, take the vaccine.
Take the vaccine for Black History Month. Even if you can't get it until Black History Month next year, which, let's be honest, is going to be most of us. But take the vaccine.
Please.
Do it.
Let's get this thing over with.
If you want to be able to... I'm done with this shit. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of not being able to... I'm so sick of not being able to do stand-up. Fuck this internet shit. I mean, I love this internet stuff. This is great. No, this is great, but I miss being in front of crowds.
Yep.
And hanging out with other people.
Man, we were just like reminiscing about like, you know, some of the heavy metal bands we remember going and seeing live shows. And man, like that just seems so distant right now. It seems so far away.
I don't know how long.
You know, there's nothing that replaces the fucking stench and smell of a bunch of other like metalheads all mosh pitting, and running into each other, and your face goes slamming into somebody's, you know, armpit, and you know, fucking elbow hitting you in the face, and you know.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting like dropped to the floor with an elbow to the face, and then the elbow recedes, and behind it his face go, oh man, you all right?
Man, he picks you up.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I can. Yeah, I don't know when it's gonna be that I'll feel comfortable standing in a crowd of sweating people that are all, you know what I mean? Like now I think about that, I'm like, that was crazy.
Yep.
Why did we ever all like pack each other into a room of like sardines and all just sweat and breathe on each other like it was fine?
Fluid bonded.
Ugh. I've been shirtless in some of those crowds. You know what I mean? Just rubbing against other just big sweaty dudes. Yeah. And that was like the fun part. I remember going to Lightning Bolt shows, and that band. Oh,
Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt is crazy. You go to a Lightning Bolt show. You come out. I haven't been caught in the rain and been that wet.
Yeah.
And it's just all other people's sweat.
It's a full
also yours,
contact
but
sport.
Exactly. It is it is full contact basketball. Like you are getting hit. But it's fun, man. And I don't know if I'll ever feel like that's okay to do.
I think we will.
Yeah.
I think we will.
Probably.
I think we will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm still young enough to mosh by the time, you know. I'm already not young enough to mosh in good conscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do it now and again.
I think you know, I've got a new baby, and I keep thinking of all these things that are things that I want to do, and that's one of the things that I want to be able to do with like my kid is take them to concerts.
Yeah,
and,
man.
I don't know. Yeah, let's take my kid to concerts in the future. Let's just go ahead and think about it. Just go ahead and put the vision out there. We're gonna do it.
She's gonna love it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
That kid loves music.
Yeah, she's gonna be 4. We're gonna throw her up. She's gonna be crowd surfing, and we're just gonna be like, later, dude. You got this.
Find us in an hour. No, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Learn from this.
Be nice to the security guy. Help you out. I'll meet you on the side.
Shit, man. So I wanna get into some news before we get too far into it here.
News,
dude. So on their like streak of just continuing to, I don't know what to start with. Look, I'm gonna start with the first thing that I have here. And I think I said it. I've never felt happier to not live in Texas. Never felt happier. Yeah, and that's like really, really saying something. So, and I don't know what news you've seen on this yet, but to watch now all the conservative pundits scurry and all the conservative
cover up Ted Cruz.
Oh man, there's so much. This is gold. I saw this story developing. I was like, I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast. This is amazing.
Bring it,
dude. Ted Cruz leaving town. That was fun. And him just being like, well, my daughter wanted to go to Acapulco or whatever wherever the fuck, and my daughter wanted to see Mexico.
Yep.
So I was just doing what my daughter wanted. Yeah, but dude, you're a public servant. Never occurred to you that like, I mean, I don't even have to go through that. We all knew it occurred to him. Then he was like, fuck that. I'm getting away from all these cold, poor people. I don't have to sit with no heat. I can go to where there's heat.
Right. The first thing that stood out to me was his dark gray, low profile face mask on the way out, and then the bright Texas face mask on the way back.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Man. And he's trying so hard. Now he's like, well.
And then he put on that used car salesman. Well, let me just tell you. And that's more like Lindsey Graham, but they're all kind live in the
they
same.
all say they sound so similar. They sound so
it's
similar.
really blurring now.
Yeah. I mean, that's what when you're romantically involved for a time, you start to pick up the traits of your,
It does. It feels like a real hard political bromance going on.
It all is. There's
Cruz,
a whole
Trump.
weird, creepy kind of like under the table homoeroticism to their like just constant asshole licking of one another.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's weird, dude. It's like that one guy that you knew growing up who just was like always making the gay jokes to the point where you were like, hey man,
dude, I think.
Are you just gay? Like, it's fine.
It's
just
totally
go.
Cool. But
just go get some dick, dude. This is getting weird.
It's really,
getting aggressive.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say a second ago. It's like, it's just weird for all of us.
Yeah.
It's weird for all of us that you're acting that way.
Yeah. Like, I feel like one day, like, someone's going to be saying to them, like, we've always known. It's okay.
We love you. We wish you would come back into the party instead of, doing whatever you're doing outside the party.
Oh, dude. So that was funny. And then, like, I mean, it's just fucked up, man. They left all these people. I know people who are just now getting heat and power back.
Right.
And the snow's been gone for days, and they're just getting heat and power back.
They're blaming wind and solar.
They're blaming the Green New Deal, which has not been put into effect yet. Well, it does not affect Texas.
Well, it's the idea that it's coming in the future. People are already preparing, and that has real world consequences now.
I don't even know where to start with the logic.
What kind of word salad is that?
Oh man, the linguistic. I'm like, dude. First of all, Ted Cruz, you are not good enough at words. Okay, to outsmart people with words. He's like, well, let me tell you, the thing about it is is that when you're in a time like the one we're living in, where the liberal media is just trying to strike a Green New Deal with the pinko commies, and that's why the power had to be taken out, because they're abusing the power, and that's where we're just taking it back for the. Shut the fuck up. No one understands nor cares. Your own party doesn't like you. Like, stop. And then he did this thing where he tried to he's like, oh, look at me now. I'm giving some bottles of water to people. You give him like 2 bottles of water.
Did he? I didn't see
people.
The follow-up.
Oh,
did
he showed. He came home and showed up in his fucking little slacks and his,
Very nice.
Come on, son, let's go be seen on TV giving some bottled water to the less fortunate. So we're actually doing something.
Joke, dude. Show me a Democrat. Show me a Democrat. I will grill his ass too for that kind of shit. All of that. Yeah. All of that is bad. When the guys during the pandemic were leaving and there were a couple of Democrats that
fucking
did that.
Assholes.
Fucking asshole.
Right,
what a piece of shit.
Right.
Fucking you need to be resigning.
Gavin Newsom, and then the guy from Louisiana who was like, please, I'm asking you not to go home for Christmas to your loved ones. And they're like, where are you going? I'm going home for Christmas to my family.
Yep.
Well, fuck you then, man. Right. Exactly. Fuck all these people. That's why I'm not a member of a party.
It's just so oh man, the thing I think that really gets me is the part where Ted Cruz is blatantly, as a politician in the public eye, on record, going on record having an issue with people doing exactly what he just did.
Oh yeah.
And it's not like small town politician, mayor of a city or a governor somewhere who's kind of like not a big individual in the same. I mean, this is a really outspoken national politician that's in the news and everybody knows who he is.
I mean, I'm sure we'll be talking about some other hypocrisy, like him lecturing somebody on the same thing in the next episode. It'll be get ready, episode 3. What's Ted Cruz coming down on people about that he himself fucking does.
And that is not Republican, that is not Democrat. It just so happens to be that
it's just evil.
Yeah, I mean it really is. So I'm against all of that on any side.
Yep. Also his beard. That's also evil. I know that's like a hard left turn, but I just can't stop thinking. What are you doing? First of all, what is it? I'm like talking to Ted Cruz like he's watching. Ted Cruz isn't watching this, but like, dude, seriously, like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
what is that?
The wolf man.
What? Yeah, I don't know if it's like a combination wolf blitzer, but it looks like he's like just fermenting it too. You know what I mean? Like he's got like a salt pepper pattern. He's got this like, what are you, fucking Wolverine? Like, what is going on? Like, did Logan like give up on himself?
Yeah,
he's like eating ice cream every day or something. Like what's happening?
It's like a Midwestern, it's like a Midwestern version of that, like the Don in it, like the Italian Don of the family who's got the streak in the beard or the streak in the hair, but it's like the Midwest American version of that, where he's got like these perfect, things going on in his beard, but really overall, it really just doesn't work for him.
He's clearly trying to hide the fact that he has no chin. That he's just got kind of like a what's that flap that they call it that some of those lizards have? You know what I mean? He's just got the flap from his chin bone down to his solar plexus, and he's like, if I just grow a bunch of pubic hair on here, people will think I look young. No, dude. You look fucking weird. You look like the creepiest cosplayer that ever was, man. Like he looks like somebody that you would run into in like Dragon Con or something like that. But like wearing a skin. He's dressed up as Wolverine, wearing like a saber tooth or something like that, and he's got like a skin tight it's like spandex, and it's printed so it looks like it has all the little like lapels and stuff on it, but it's just a spandex suit that's like ripped in the back. You know what I mean?
His whole family's uncomfortable. He's overdoing it.
He's making them dress up like the rest of the X-Men. Come on, honey.
Yep. Kids are pissed.
He's got his wife dressed up like Jean Grey, and she's like, "This doesn't even fit." And he's like, but I had to do this because Pence was coming as Cyclops, and I hate that motherfucker. I don't even know if he hates Pence. I'm just making up scenarios in my head. But just, dude.
Honestly, no. That's all the facade. That's all the facade. None of that really matters.
I'm saying I don't even know if that's part of the facade. I don't even know if that's part of the facade story.
They all go to the dinners and the country clubs together. And they all still party.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's why I believe. But I believe that everybody genuinely just hates that guy. Like that, I feel like that's just a weird. They're like, yeah. He's one of us, and we do the thing. But like, ugh. But it's not. But it's not like we disrespect your politics. They're just like, shut up, Ted. Just go. Hey. Go over there. He's like, but guys, I've got a new idea of how to steal from people on welfare. They're like, that's great. Write it down. Send us an email, will you? Okay, just go.
I'm not even so sure.
I think
he's weaseled his way into being just like part of the normal the normal elders of the party.
Sure.
And he's
totally.
He's, establishment.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But everybody makes fun of him publicly, and I particularly like that. I enjoy. Yeah. I don't credit them for it, but I think it's funny. And
sure. Yeah,
he definitely comes off. But he's here's what he is, right? He's like the one member of the friend group who like we all accept that you're there. Like I had a friend in high school who everybody called Nutsack. And the reason that wasn't his name. He had a real regular first name that I'm not going to tell you in case he sees it. But he won't see this because he's in jail, because that's what happens to Nutsack. They either wind up in jail or in the government somehow if they're rich, right? He was a poor white kid, so he just wound up in prison. But the rich ones get to be in government. Because Trump was that guy too. Trump was that guy. It was just like, oh man, fucking Donnie's coming to... Hey, Don. Hey, what's up, guys? And, dude, could you stop shoving us? No, wait, who's taking pictures? Anybody taking pictures? I'm in the front. I'm the biggest. You're the shortest guy here. Yeah, but look, I can stand on my tippy toe. Ted was the same. He was the same fucking asshole in his group of friends. He's that guy in the Republicans. He's the Nutsack. He's the guy. We named this kid Nutsack because one day he was doing something that could get us all arrested or shot, like he tended to do. Right. And we're like 16 at the time. Like better. Like at least how to like keep a low. Dude, we're fucking holding weed right here. Like, can you keep a low profile? Dude, what's going on tonight, man? Let's get some fucking liquor, bro. Like.
Holy shit, you've got some weed. Awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking roll it up.
Yeah. Screaming in the middle of like a Tower Records or some shit like that, right? And then one of our friends is like, dude, X name. I swear to God, you have the IQ of a fucking nutsack. And then that just stuck. That was just his name from then on out. And then, it turns out he tried to get a hold of me recently, and it turns out he's like posting Confederate flags on his page and talking about Q, and now he's locked up. So fuck you. And there you go. That's who Ted Cruz was as a kid. That's who he is as an adult. He's the guy all right, fine. We know you're not going to go away no matter what we tell you. So just shut up. Well, just bring him along. He'll pay for dinner because he's desperate. All right, fine. He can come. Fucking asshole. Come to the strip club, Ted. You're paying.
There's people that are just so proud to support him.
And imagine how sad those people are inside. You got to be
morally and internally bankrupt. Just spent.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, can you imagine? Like just at any point of your day, just thinking about Ted Cruz as a leader. Guy. I'm curious to see what he does next.
Can't wait.
Because he just makes so many good decisions. My kind of guy, that Ted Cruz.
I want my son to be like Ted.
I just have such a deep and lasting respect for Ted Cruz.
Oh man.
He's the kind of guy
legend
you want to look like, you want to be like. just Mr. Popular. He's just got style. I really like the way he wears pastel-colored polo shirts.
Honey, I think I'm going to grow my beard like Ted.
I really like the way he dyes it symmetrically, so it alternates gray and black.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
like a barcode.
He looks wise.
Beyond
his chin.
He looks wise, but still young.
Wise beyond his chin.
Who the fuck? Yo, how does Ted Cruz's wife let him leave the house like that? Like,
I'm kind of wondering if she like spilled all the beans on the whole thing on purpose.
Probably.
I'm wondering if she's sabotaging him now, just like all these other
too.
Republicans as family members seem to be doing. Like, you never know which one's going to be like outing the parent or the adult or the sibling now next, or the niece that's coming clean about some bullshit back in the day. It's you never know. Any day it could happen.
That's the best part. Is all those like, it's just like the dude, the cop in Minnesota, Jacob Peterson, which just, of course, your name is Jacob Peterson. Of course, that's your fucking name,
sure,
right? Yeah, right. The dude who was throwing the
Sergeant Peterson. Do you guys need somebody to go hurt some black people? Can't wait till black people and protesters.
Set them up, frame them. I can't wait. I'll cross state lines to do that. Mm-hmm. He wasn't state lines, but he wasn't from that precinct. But that guy that they caught throwing shit in the windows of the AutoZone or whatever. Remember that? And they caught him busting in the windows and throwing in Molotov cocktails and shit.
Trying to act like he's like Antifa or something.
His ex-girlfriend sold him. His recent ex. He was like, that's fucking Jake. I know that guy. I know that douchebag. That's his stupid fucking haircut and his stupid smile.
That's his backpack. That's his hat.
That's him. That's that stupid douchebag. I know that guy. Yeah. His dick game wasn't shit. I don't care. I'm turning that guy in. Fuck that guy. I bet
was not that good.
I bet Ted Cruz dyes his pubes just like his beard. But it's like inverted, so it's like black on the outside and then gray, He's like, look, honey, I made a match. I made Little Ted match.
Little Ted.
She's like, I'm still not touching it. I'm never touching it again.
Nope.
But come on, honey, look, he's got a brand new haircut. He's ready to save America, honey. Do it for America. That's his problem. He'll never get no DTs, no dick touches. That's why he's trying to take his. Come on, honey, we're gonna go to Cancun. We'll take you on a vacation. She's like, I don't want to go, but the kids want to go. Then fucking take them. Take them, Ted. Stay there. Stay in Cancun with the kids. Go away.
Yeah, and blame the kids. Ted, blame the kids. Cruz.
Yeah, I love how he blamed us. Well, my daughter really wanted to go.
Blame the wife and kids.
Blame the kids. Yeah, you fucking douchebag. Mm-hmm. You suck so bad, Ted Cruz. You're the worst.
What a fucking worm.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of worms that are getting theirs, Dominion is still on a tear. They sued Mike Lindell and MyPillow for like $1.3 billion. I mean, he was asking for it. It was to the point where, even Fox was trying to shut him down by the end. They were like, that's neat that you still think that about excuse the planes.
I'll go shut the window.
Yeah, we decided to record with the windows open because we're professionals.
Dude, we're nature lovers. I like to bring nature into the studio.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a nature liker. I like nature. I like it over there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a subscriber.
Yeah. Look, nature is something. Nature is like
follower, not a subscriber.
Nature for me is like quinoa. Like I tried it out because my white friends said it was cool. They were like, "You should try this shit. Yeah, you should give this a shot, man."
Yeah, it's just like rice.
Yeah.
Bro,
but it's
fucking not just like rice.
It's just like rice, but it's like way more like conscious.
Yeah.
It's like health and like peace, you know?
It's earth conscious, earth minded.
Meanwhile, there's like entire countries being just like dug out of the ground and thrown into the ocean so that Americans can have a little bit more quinoa with every meal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they're all like, it's not quinoa, it's quinoa.
Yeah.
They're all just like,
black people are like, that's what we was calling it from the beginning. What's that? Quinoa? Quinoa? Quinoa.
Nice.
Oh,
Window.
Dude.
Sorry.
That shit is hilarious though that they're coming after him because that guy, dude, that Mike Lindell asshole is such an arrogant prick. He's like, it's like, yo, take a message, man. That guy is nuts. I don't just call people crazy just out the gate because like I deal with mental illness and you know that's a dismissing thing to just call people crazy. But Mike Lindell is crazy. That motherfucker is nuts.
Yeah, that was some shilling on a different level.
Yo,
I mean that's shilling an anti-democracy, pro-Trump, pro-insurrection story, pro-voter fraud story. Dude, and yeah, like, you're
and dude, like, read again, man. Come on, dude. Y'all are in the public eye. Like, I don't know.
At the White House.
Take some class. Well, just in general, you're in the public eye in the media, right? Like, learn to read the room. You guys are basically performers. Learn to read the room. You're on Fox, right? And if Fox is telling you, hey, so we don't really. So there was this. To give context, there was an interview where I forget what the name of the guy is. One of those real jerky guy with the beady little evil eyes and the real high the condescending cheeks. Really? Is that what you? Really? You think Antifa is not a terrorist organization? One of those guys. You know, like all of them, and. And he's interviewing this Mike Lindell dude, and Mike Lindell's he's like, so tell me, what do you think about, you know, what Biden's doing now and how the presidency is going to go? And he's like, well, I'll tell you something about Dominion. And he's like, well, I'm gonna have to. We're really trying to focus on, well, you know, we do have sources that say that it was a legitimate election. So, and he just ran right through the gate. He saw that they gave him the light. They were like, hey, wrap it up. And he was like, fuck the light. I've got another 30 that I want to do. Like, I'm doing a whole nother set, bitches. I'm headlining tonight. And yeah, man, he should have seen the writing on the wall. It's like, yo, dude, they were trying to tell you nicely, like, hey, we would love to muse with you about overthrowing democracy in America because we're Fox, baby. That's what we do.
Yeah.
All we do is buck democracy.
You know, it really does kind of blow my mind that both Trump and Lindell just both decided to tank their companies. You know what I mean? Like, is MyPillow traded publicly? I don't think so. I don't think they're.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't. If they're not an S corp, or they could be an S corp without being traded publicly. But
yeah. But there's like some barriers for entry to be traded publicly.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, they're definitely a big enough company to be able to be traded publicly.
Yeah.
He's done press like he's traded publicly. That's what he's been making it look like.
I think my point is, I would have loved to, like, I should have thought, but I wasn't really like engaged with this whole thing just yet. But I've as I'm learning about some trading, I'm realizing that I probably should have short MyPillow. Right, expecting that stock to be going down. Should it be traded publicly? That's the right move there.
That's what's coming next.
I mean, unless people are just going apeshit buying it out of nowhere, but I'm saying that that's a short-lived spike.
Right.
And eventually that's going to tank, especially if he's attaching himself to Trump.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's enough long-term Trump supporters to boost company
My Pillow sales,
long term.
Yeah. Well, especially since half of those people are, not from money. They're not buying luxury pillows. You know what I mean? They're just barely scraping by. That's why they followed Trump, is he promised them that he was going to be on the side of the little guy. But look who he's got supporting him.
Right. I'm not up to date on like my pillows, but I can imagine he's come out with some like affordable consumer line of.
He's gonna have to if he doesn't. If he hasn't yet, he's gonna have to.
It's gonna be the deer stand My Pillow and the outdoor camping My Pillow and the whatever suits that whole market.
Right. Right. Dude, yeah, that's one of those funny. This is just I just hope I keep seeing more of this as we go into this year, and it's just more of these idiots just getting slapped upside the head, basically. Yeah. Like, I just love to just watch. This is fun so far, just watching one by one. Rudy Giuliani getting sued by them first. Now it's Dominion.
Right.
Now the thing is happening with Trump in New York, where he's not able to hide his taxes.
Dude, I was hoping we were going to get to that. I don't have tons of like new information or anything, but wow, that is really amazing. And the Supreme Court was really hush hush for a while and held on to that. And when that came back up in the news maybe about 2 weeks ago, somebody said, it's interesting that they haven't said anything, at all. And I'm thinking, well, they're probably just wanting to get through the election. They're probably just wanting to get through the first few weeks or a couple months of Biden's presidency and kind of let the political buzz attached to the election die down.
Right.
And then now they can release that. They were probably all realizing, honestly, that this was probably going to be an unprecedented situation where he is actually in some real shit,
actual trouble,
and the fact that they are going through with allowing it, I think they realized that this was a real issue that might actually come to fruition. I don't think we're ever going to see those documents anytime soon, but wow,
yeah. I'm eager to see what happens next.
I am excited.
I'm all down for the next episode of Trump Goes Down. But then, the flip side is, though, like, what does he have up his sleeve? Who does he have in his corner? Who did he pardon that he expects to get his back?
That is an appropriate assumption, but man, his allies are really thinning out.
Oh yeah, and also
if My Pillow guys like the man.
He's showing too that he keeps flipping on. He flips on everybody who doesn't do exactly what he wants them to do.
Loyalty doesn't even matter.
To him unless people are what he considers disloyal to him. So that's the funny thing too, is now he's all pissed off at the Supreme Court. Oh, and he's calling them all sorts of names. They're hacks and they're compromised and they're weak and
you
they're this.
Exactly.
You put them all in there, you fucking dumb. What do you want? You hand selected these people. You overrode like essential policy and practices, shit that people have been doing for hundreds of years just to get your fucking people in. You bent every rule that you possibly could, and then these people, lo and behold, actually tried to uphold the Constitution. Ha ha.
Yep. It's the world's smallest violin.
But I thought everybody had no moral center, no values like me. No, turns out you were the one. And think about that, right? Think about this, Republicans. Think about this. That just goes to show you what a stereotype he carries in his mind about Republicans, about you.
Right.
That's
well, he's not a Republican.
Exactly.
He never has been.
He never has been. He's not in anything. He never has been. But this is like.
Okay, go ahead.
But it's like, this is something I'm familiar with, right? Being a black person, often one of the little subtle things that you get, one of the little subtle forms of racism is just that people always expect the worst of you, and sometimes they're nice to you about that because they think it's going to work in their favor. They assume you're down to steal some shit. They assume you're down to break a rule, down to
because that's how they think.
Well, it's because they think you're just like that.
Well, yeah,
that's how they think. But it's. I hear what you're saying. It's like, yeah, people assume that like that other people act and take the same course of action that they, same methodology and stuff that they would, or that they respond to things in the same way. They project their own values. But what I'm saying, there's like another level on that where it's like, well, we assume that all people like you are XYZ. Therefore, well, hey, I kind of want to like break a rule and well, or it's just like when like some like middle-aged white dude in a business suit walks up to me like, Hey, what's up, my man? I'm in from out of town. I know you know where I can buy some crack. And I'm like, nah, bro. God. I do not know where you can buy some crack. Oh, shit. And it's because they just expect, well, that's who does that, right? You guys. So you know where.
Right.
So sucks. But think about that, right? That's how bigoted Donald Trump is against his own voting base. Sure. He's just like, well, none of you have any morals. You'll just do whatever it takes to win because you're Republicans, right? Yeah. If I just say, well, Jesus and immigrants and Antifa and power, Christian conservative, then you'll all just applaud your hands and do whatever the fuck I tell you, even if it's breaking the law, breaking the rules, violating the constitutions. You don't care because you're all Republicans. That's what he thinks of y'all.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up.
He's a corporate socialist. He wants to.
You mean a crony capitalist?
Or / crony capitalist. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah. He basically just wants to run companies and be able to do it, with invincibility and impunity, and thinks that all other major big corporations and people that can get into the game should also be able to benefit from that. And also that they're the ones that are responsible for everyone else in the economy doing well, and therefore the government needs to bolster them, right? So you really don't let the big companies fail, and you set up situations where the companies can do like what he's been doing, is like devalue himself for certain situations and then overvalue himself for other situations, and then you just rake up a bunch of money, and then you get local city governments or local or state governments to like give you big tax breaks on a project you're doing, and then you don't pay any fucking taxes on that too, and then there's just all kinds of ways that he's using the government to not spend money and to pocket it.
He's basically just going, hey, I'm a billionaire, but also I need money.
Right.
I'm not making anything, but you can totally count on me to pay off all these debts.
While also hiring, people from Mexico that he's saying he wants to keep behind his wall, while he's also hiring them simultaneously. He's got both sides
totally
figured out.
Of course.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, he'd rather use them as virtual slave labor than let any of them become citizens, because that's what benefits him the most. That's what all this shit is about in the first place.
So the party doesn't matter. The party is just a way for him to get his corporate needs met.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But I think I find that interesting, right? Like I see that same form of prejudice and assumption about a whole group of people. And honestly, I feel like Republicans should be deeply insulted by that view of themselves.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't think of them that way. I don't think of Republican voters that way.
I don't either. I think of Republican voters. Sadly, I think there was a time when I saw like Mitt Romney as like an extreme version of conservative Republicans.
Isn't
now I'm
funny?
just like, holy fuck, he seems so reasonable.
So mild now.
And that there's some major stuff that I'm like, wow, you are insane about. Like, there's women's rights, for instance. He's one of those Republicans. It's
well, he is a Mormon.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, hey, if you're a Mormon, power to you. I just think it's
crazy. I think y'all are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Get rid of that in your life. It really doesn't serve you in a healthy way, even though you think it does.
Yeah. I mean, I personally feel that way about organized religion. I don't think it.
Yeah.
People are like, but religion does great, beautiful things for people. I think spiritual understanding and what people call religious experience does a lot for people. Religious community, sure, but then there's so much about the doctrines and the institutionality of it. I'm just like, you don't need any of that shit. You don't need any of that. Like
and yet I can understand when people are in a really low place that
Sure.
that's an attractive message.
Sure.
And that it can, give you a reason to live, or it's a nice story
Fine.
to kind
maybe it stopped you from killing yourself.
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure,
God.
but I think that's all. I think all of this is just a symptom of bigger issues that really could be handled in a much different, more healthy way, and where you're not discovering this in jail and finding meaning in your life at that point.
Right.
Where
well,
can we back up?
Here's the big clue,
the
right?
line before you got to that point and figure out maybe how we're.
Here's the big clue about the role of that. Just playing off what you're saying, right? The big clue is that you see the densest population of churches in the hood. You ever been to the ghetto?
Yeah.
There's churches every other block,
in the
man.
country.
Yeah. Well,
out in the country too.
Sure, out in the country, but I'm telling you, it's not as nearly as like
right.
But
what's the theme?
The theme is definitely absolutely anywhere where people are poor, anywhere where there's poverty.
Lack of education
and poverty. Because it's the
and they're hand in hand most of the time.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
But yeah, think about it. Anybody who's poor and destitute and has virtually no way to change that for themselves, or what are they going to turn to?
Yep.
Skyman,
crack.
Skyman, help me.
Yeah.
It's either Skyman or crack. It's one of those two things. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes you take the crack and then you're like, there's the Skyman right there, and then you take more crack to get back, but you never get back.
You never get back.
Never get back to Skyman. So I brought his name up. This is going to be a brief thing because, man, I'm starting to have to pee really bad.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, maybe I should just go. I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm going. JK. We are getting close to having to wrap it up, though.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cover. I got a couple more things.
Yeah.
I got one more small thing and then a big thing.
Sure.
We don't really have anybody with us on the Twitch chat. Last couple times we've done this, we had people with us on the Twitch chat asking questions.
Yeah.
I might have run one of them off last episode, but that's okay. That's okay.
I may not have set up our categories on the stream.
I don't even know how to do that yet.
We'll get there. We'll get streamlined with all that stuff.
Even know how to do that. Yeah, we got to get there. But yeah, in the future, come hang out with us on twitch.tv/thelightroast. We hang out for a little while. If there are people in the chat, we hang out for a chat after the show.
Yeah.
And do some fun stuff. But so, okay. We brought up Rudy Giuliani earlier.
Oh, God.
I haven't even heard that much about this, but something about him banging his cousin.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's been some info that's kind of floated around for a while.
But I guess he addressed it and he's like, she was my second cousin. It's like,
well, that's better.
Oh, okay then.
Way better.
Yeah.
All right,
oh my God.
That's where the bar's at.
I mean,
no pun intended, because he's a lawyer.
Look, man, let's just. Oh my God, that's how he passed it. That's how you pass the bar where he's from. Look, if you want to, that's how you pass the Republican bar. I'm sorry, Republicans. No, look, no, I'm not. You earned that yourself. Look, that's how you pass. That's how you pass the Trump bar. You gotta fuck somebody. Yeah.
Yep.
If you want to be part of my crew, you gotta have sex with a woman in your family. I've been trying to do it for years. They won't let me.
Yep. In your family, or underage, or
it was a younger cousin too, second cousin.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, that was somebody that could have been a daughter. That's somebody's daughter's age. That's what it is. He fucked his daughter's cousin, man. I bet. I don't know that. I don't know if any of this is true. I'm just saying things because it sounds funny to me. But I'm willing to bet.
His daughter's cousin would be his niece or nephew. But it would. But second would be his cousin's.
His cousin's kid. It'd still be his daughter's cousin. It'd be her third cousin.
Yeah.
That's what I just like to say. It's funnier if I say it that way.
Yeah, I like that. It's good visual. It's a horrible visual. What am I saying?
He's just sweating fucking dye on her and shit. Screaming about the conspiracies with Dominion voting systems.
Right.
Oh man.
Dude, she's probably loving it.
What, his cousin?
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems like a coercion issue to me. He's like, if you don't do this with me,
Come on.
the Democrats are going to win the election.
There's somebody out there for everyone. Somebody out there really gets off on Rudy Giuliani, you know?
Whoever's getting off on Rudy Giuliani, he looks like he's got a kidney infection.
There's
because
somebody
that color
who wants
of brown
to gag on
should
Giuliani.
A gag about Giuliani. I doubt Giuliani's big enough to gag on. You know what I mean? Like, that's an acting job right there. That you gotta put some extra porno into that to really you gotta ham it up.
I mean, with how quick he was ready to like get his hands down his pants in the Borat thing.
I mean, he was reaching pretty far down.
He was
there,
ready
you know
to go.
I mean?
Like he's proud of whatever he's got.
I don't think he has to be proud of it at that level. He's just, you know.
Here we go.
He's just like, all right, honey, do what you gotta do.
Right. Yeah. Pride kind of.
He's like, hold on, I gotta work a little while to get it out. I've gotta fold my stomach up so you can see it.
Oh my god.
I dyed it brown like my sideburns so you can find it. His semen's the same color. It's just like the color of the water in Texas. It's fucking shoe polish brown. It's thin and watery like soy sauce. Just fucking squirts out like it's out of a spray bottle.
It's dusty. It
dribbles down off of his old hangy balls.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shape of a weird cactus.
They're bald, but they have the fucking the little friar tuck around the side like he does. You know what I mean?
Right. Balls that look like tumbleweeds.
They're also going gray, and he's dyeing those with shoe polish too.
Yeah.
They just drip a syrupy brown liquid.
See what I'm saying, dude? There's somebody into all that.
That's somebody's jam.
Dude, that's somebody's jam right there.
If your jam is Rudy Giuliani's sweaty, brown, musky balls,
tumbleweed balls,
hit us up at twitch.tv/thelightroast. We want to hear from you. As a matter of fact, that's a real thing. I'm serious. If you're a person, if you see this and you're like, Rudy Giuliani is for real our thing, we want to hear from you.
Right.
On Twitch.
I'm legit turned on.
Yeah.
Post 9/11 Giuliani.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe post Trump Giuliani.
Yeah, Trump Giuliani.
Because post
the
9/11 Giuliani, everybody loved, and then at some point it like started to go downhill. When did it go downhill?
You got to be into Trump era Giuliani.
Yeah, that's a whole new thing.
With the snaggle teeth and the two-tone the two-tone teeth. Mm-hmm. The grill in the front and the naturals on the bottom, you know, that whole thing that he's got going on. You need sweat and shoot.
Raised eyebrows.
The raised eyebrows. Why does he always look like he's just every picture of him?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, man, I just love how he thought second cousin was good. That's like, to bring it again back to like it's that kid who, you know, like reference. It's like, it's that kid who, like, you know, everyone's like, dude, you shit in your pants. And he's like, yeah, because I was out of fucking pull-up diapers.
Yeah, right.
I ran out of pull-ups today, and they're like, dude, you're in 8th grade. And he's like, but I should be in 9th.
Yeah, right. It always shifts a little.
Just a little worse every time you say something.
Right. It's a great example.
That poor bastard, man. I almost feel sorry for Rudy Giuliani. Almost, because he's getting hit with it right now. He got stiffed on his bill from Trump. He got sued by Dominion. Mm-hmm. He got caught fucking his cousin. Yo, it's just getting worse and worse for you. You were the toast of the town for a minute.
Dude, 4 seasons. I mean, that was great. Loved it.
That was the best.
Perfect.
Yeah, because nothing.
Fitting.
Arguing the legitimacy of the election, because nothing screams legitimacy like a guy sweating dye, screaming conspiracy theories outside of out of a loading dock in North Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And let me tell you something else. Let me tell you guys what's really going on out here. It's those fucking Jews, all right, bringing this shit in here. I'm telling you, they're putting gremlins in the voting machines. I've seen it, just like they were doing in the war. Which war? One of them, the last one. I don't trust those sneaky motherfuckers. Cool. Well, whatever you're saying is clearly the truth.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's aggressive.
I got it. Yeah. That was the point. And look, I'm not trying to make fun of Italian people, just Rudy Giuliani. And also Philly, because I lived in Philly for a long time and I love that city, so I got to make fun. And that wasn't even a proper Philly accent.
I've never been to Philly.
Oh, you got to go there.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Yeah. I like cheesesteak.
You just go there. Yeah. Oh yeah, cheesesteaks.
I don't like onions.
Gotta go to gyms.
So
you can get it without onions.
Am I gonna get booed out the door if I'm like, can you just hold the onions? They're gonna be like, the fuck are you doing here?
If you use that many words, yeah, they'll just go back of the line. Just say,
I'm like, no onions.
Yeah. Well, not even that. What so okay? What kind of cheese? What kind of cheese do you like?
Whatever you're serving.
American, provolone, whiz.
American.
Okay, right. So what you would say is
provolone's good too.
Right. So American without.
American without.
That's it. That's your order.
Okay. American without.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah. I like provolone with.
Provolone.
A lot of people like whiz with.
Okay, so it's assumed you're talking about onions.
Yeah.
If you
with
throw
or without
the with
is onions, because that's it. It's like first of all, it's cheese or not, but really cheese because it's fucking cheesesteak. But there's cheese.
Got it.
Onions. You can add like you can be like you can be like whiz with mayo. You know what I mean? It'd
See,
be like,
I've done enough traveling to know that as soon as I said I want a cheesesteak, that I know that I'm gonna have like if I want to.
You got to learn a thing.
Dude, yeah. Especially if the city's known for that thing.
Yeah. Oh,
like, I need to go in, like, ready to put my ego down and, like, learn some shit.
That's ordering.
Try something new. But also, like, if I can remove the onions, can I do it?
Yeah.
Gracefully.
Yeah. You just say it without, because that's it. It's like, because that's the whole thing right there, right?
Yeah.
Is your cheese and onions with or without.
After
that, now you're into cheesesteak hoagie, buddy. Now you're into a whole different, now you're like cheesesteak sub, cheesesteak hoagie. If you start asking for like fucking lettuce and green onions and shit. No, they'll do green onions.
Yeah.
You know, they'll do that if you wanted that. You'd be like, like I'd be like American with green onions. And they're like, all right.
Got it. I do like some onion flavor. I just don't want like a mouthful of onions.
I love a mouthful of onions. Fucking love it. Put some fucking garlic in there too. Make me stank.
Garlic. I want all the garlic.
I want all of it.
All of it.
I want all that shit.
Hell yeah,
man. You know who?
Dude, we're gonna eat some good food here in a little while. I'm gonna feed you.
I'm looking for. Thank you, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. So last thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Is voter suppression. Specifically in Georgia, because it's the word. See, and this is the thing, right? Everyone's like, Georgia's a blue state now.
Bullshit.
I'm so proud of Georgia. We're blue now. Hell the fuck no, it's not. We voted blue once. One time, because a lot of people from LA moved here.
In an oasis in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
And then a little in Macon, and a little in Savannah, and a little in like Augusta / Athens.
Yeah.
Because there's like students and young people and some black and brown people in Augusta.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And that's what happened, right? you had big liberals moved out from other states. Right?
Yeah.
And then you had liberals and black people that were already here had enough.
Yes.
Fucking pissed off.
Yes.
But all that means is that now conservatives have really had enough.
Try holding that momentum. Yeah. It's going to be hard.
Look, man,
hard.
I am planning on being on some voter purge rolls this year. Like,
my God,
it's happened to me before.
Right.
It's happened to me before in Georgia, where it would think
so
it was
you have to
re-register.
Yep.
I had to re-register. Not this past, so the Stacey Abrams election, I had to re-register right before the actual election. And I almost missed it. I just happened to check my status because I got there was like NAACP or something like that sent me a thing, and they were like, "Hey, check the voter rolls and just make sure. Yeah, check your registration even if you've registered because they're purging black people." And I was like, all right, that's what I'm saying. We still don't have the right to vote in this country. We still don't. Because if we had the right to vote, they wouldn't have the right to do that to us. And they do.
Yeah.
Every election cycle.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's like if we had I still don't think that we have the right, really, we just don't have equal rights. We don't have the right to live the same way. Right. If we did, then we wouldn't be 80% of the prison population.
Right.
It's just simple mathematics.
New interesting news. There is a proposal right now by the Biden administration to introduce some new credit stuff, new credit changes to the credit system, and how people are considered, what types of things are considered valuable proof that you are, good with managing bills. So basically, your utilities, rent, things like that are not considered for, whether you're a good person that's able to manage payments over time, and whether you're on time, and whether you're good at borrowing money. I mean, really, the whole system is supposed to be geared around borrowing money, but it isn't always only used for money borrowing. People check your credit for all kinds of things.
Right.
And there's
Jobs.
a whole lot of people that are exactly. So there's a whole community of people, lots of people that are completely excluded from participating just because of a variety of factors.
Right.
And it's actually a major setback to our economy as a whole. There's a whole lot of people that can't get funding, that can't do projects, that can't work on stuff, that can't do things that should the credit system be reworked and rethought about and reconsidered, we could actually open up a whole lot of possibilities for people, and people could get out of some of the financial situations that they're in. So I think that's really great.
Yeah,
I think that's really, really huge to rework the credit system.
Yeah. I'm curious to see as to how that plays out. I mean, I'm still suspect and suspicious of everything Biden does, because he just has a track record of playing ball with the big corporate boys.
Yeah, and giving us lip service.
Giving us lip service, right? Yeah, and I mean, I'm not well versed enough in what's going on to be able to pinpoint how he's still doing that, or even regurgitate how he's still doing that, but there definitely seems to be some evidence that he's just he's continuing to advance the party agenda as it has been for a long time, with a few tweaks, a few nice sounding tweaks for the progressives, so they kind of get off his back, because he knows he has he's got to appease them to a certain degree just to keep them from fucking rioting potentially, depending on what happens. You gotta check some of this shit. You can't let too many more brown folks get shot on your watch, that's the first time that's been true. We gotta keep these numbers down a little bit.
I think the first landmark with Biden really is the first 2 years. Honestly, I think that's really it. After the second year, you're going to start seeing the trajectory move towards re-election or no re-election. It may,
most likely
he's not used a lot of language. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of language that he's used that suggests maybe he's not focused on that at all, which is great. Definitely focus on presidency now.
Yeah, please.
But Trump spent the first 4 years focused on re-election. Right. And that's what a lot of presidents do. Is they focus. But when you're 82 and you're coming in and you've been this major game changer and threw the wrench in the fucking Trump spokes for a little while and kept him from a second term, there's not a lot of weight right now on his second term. No. Which means you only got the first 2 years of his first term to get shit done. That's exactly. That's all you got.
Pretty much.
Because the narrative's going to change as soon as the second year is over, and it's the trajectory for the next election happens.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then it's just
all about that.
Keep it all moving. Prepare for the next guy. Keep it moving. Prepare for the next guy.
Yep.
So, but yeah, man, this shit is crazy. I mean, I'm once again getting texts from the NAACP and call your senator and call this dude. People, whatever state y'all live in, this is worth looking into. Just do some research on the internet about voter suppression in your state. Yeah. If you don't know who your local representatives are, find out who your representatives are. I've learned firsthand this election cycle just how important that is, and how much sway they have in what happens around you in the real world in real time around you.
Yep.
It's different from the national elections where you're like, okay, this person, and they're gonna, and I pledged to, and my values are, I'm the kind of guy. Right. No. This is like, hey man, there's a dude here who wants to dump arsenic in your drinking water.
That's right.
And I don't want to let him do it. So vote for me, stuff like that. Or like, hey, here's this guy who wants to implement a law where like it's cool to just break in your house and like shoot you if if your neighbor says maybe they have weed, or whatever, like stuff like that. And this is critical. I'm not the type of person to be like, make sure you go and vote. I'm not usually that guy.
Right.
I'm like, fight however you can fight is my thing. Fight however you can fight. And then what I like to do is just like touch my mic a lot so you guys can listen to it. That's my favorite thing.
And don't just vote.
Right. Don't just vote.
Don't just vote.
Don't just vote.
Voting is really like
bare minimum,
but also, super important. But yeah. Don't just vote, be active. First of all, be informed, gather the information, know who it is, like you were saying, find out what issues they're focused on, find out what issues are happening in your area, and go fucking get involved.
Right. And you might be asking yourself, like, Damian, what are you doing? Maybe that would be help us if we could know what you're doing. Bitch, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. Don't do what the fuck I'm doing. This is my work. Fuck off of me. No. No, find out about, groups that you can join or be a part of.
Yep.
And there's just so many activist groups out there and political groups out there that are mobilizing, and man, especially in Atlanta, there's all sorts of shit happening here. And apparently Georgia is just specifically under fire. The Republicans are mad. They cannot believe that us poor, stupid, gullible liberals and brown folks and women and queer folks, they can't believe that we beat them.
That's right.
They cannot believe that we beat them.
Yeah.
And I say we, I don't mean Democrats. I mean everybody who is excluded by their cultural narrative, which is, everybody but them, right?
Yeah.
We beat them, and they can't believe it, and they can't abide by it. So they are now doing whatever it is they can to take away the things that make it possible for us to play the game. And they are trying to implement all of the things that have historically been used to keep women, to keep black people, to keep immigrants from being able to participate in the voting process. They're trying to require, specific voter IDs. Now, this is not your driver's license. Trying to require specific other different voter IDs that you got to go and pay money to get. You got to go spend time at the I don't even know what office you would go to get them.
Right.
It's not clear yet.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff. They're trying to shorten the amount of time, the window of time in which it's possible to vote. They're trying to restrict the ways that you can vote. A lot of states now are trying to block mail-in voting in the future. So this is where the fight is right now. This is the next part of the fight. And you know what? And then here's where the roast comes back in, man. Look, it's for people who are not from Georgia. You got to understand. We've talked about this before. There are two Georgias. There's Atlanta, which is Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia. You hear Killer Mike talk about Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
That's Georgia that we in right now. And then there's Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia.
Fuck Georgia.
North Georgia, South Georgia.
And both North Georgia and South Georgia are like unbelievably hick. There's rich hicks in North Georgia, and they think they're above it. They're like, well, but where the aristocracy? We come from money. I have a home on a lake that I go to in the summer.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Then they're
mixed with some mountain folk.
And the folks who made this coffee tastes like a misty mountain. It doesn't even say mountain on here, but it's got mountains on there. See, because it's mountain folks out here. Tastes like mist, and some
diesel V8
and some corn moonshine I made in my bathtub. That's how we flavor this here coffee. That's Georgia. But Rev's very cool. You can trust them. I think. I don't know. I haven't gone in there, but
tastes like a John Deere. On a Saturday.
But yeah, man, Georgia, dude, like it sucks. It really sucks. This beautiful land taken over by these fucking yokels.
It really is beautiful here. Yep. There's variety too. Oh my gosh, we've got coast, we've got mountains, it's fucking rainforesty in a lot of places. It feels like a rainforest.
Oh yeah.
We've got plains. I mean, down in the south, it's like fucking fields and fields of like sandy marshness.
Yep.
We've got some marshlands. We've got
it's all over the place. It's beautiful here, and it's been said before and then denied that it was said, which was weird. I don't know if you heard about that, where Killer Mike like popped up on Twitter and was like, I never said that Atlanta is Wakanda, and it was like, Nigga, you said Atlanta is Wakanda all the time. Like, that's all this nigga does is say Atlanta is Wakanda. This everywhere. People were immediately like, yo, Killer Mike, like, here's like 10 instances of you calling Atlanta Wakanda. Like, what?
Nah.
Whatever, just stick to it. Yo, Atlanta, I mean, at very least, it comprises Wakanda, it encapsulates Wakanda. Like, literally, the place where they shoot the shit is here.
Yeah.
We go party there once a year when times are good. It's fucking awesome. And yeah, it feels like that. Like we're in a, sometimes, don't get me wrong, Atlanta has its fucking problems. There's great wealth disparity here. There's a lot of, there's racism is still alive and well. They will tell you it's a city that's too busy to hate. Don't listen to that shit. It's bullshit.
Oh yeah.
It's bullshit.
Oh yeah.
But there is also this like amazing cultural, multiculturalism and, just cultural advancement. There's some really cool shit here.
Yep. Absolutely.
And
cost of living's reasonable.
It's a pretty city.
Weather's great.
It's a city in the middle of the country. So even if you live inside Atlanta, guess what? You're seeing trees. You're seeing trees. You're seeing landscaping. You're seeing.
Yeah. When you fly over Atlanta, you're like, holy shit! Like, look at all the green around the downtown. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, first you're like, where the fuck is downtown?
Where the fuck is it? Well,
where is it? And then you're like, oh, I guess those big buildings must be downtown, surrounded by green.
And then you're like, no, that's Buckhead.
Yeah. Right.
And then you go,
that's just Buckhead.
That's just Buckhead.
This is Buckhead.
Fucking Buckhead's blown up so much. It's huge. It's huge. Like my buddy a few years ago was like, he's like, look, imagine downtown to Buckhead, one big massive metro cityscape. That's what we're headed to. And I was like, yeah, but have you driven through some of those portions of Buckhead where it's residential? You can't really do too much through there. But yeah, that's where we're headed.
Well, just high-rise condos.
A lot of high-rise condos.
Well, it's like if you look at like the skyline in Miami, it looks like this beautiful skyline, but it's all a bunch
condos.
of and they're all empty because they're too expensive for people to rent. So it's just like these mostly empty buildings.
Yeah. And people are bailing on fucking Miami because it's going underwater.
Oh yeah. Well, and so moral of the story is Georgia, if you don't be careful, man, your way of life is headed with them. Look, man, I think you guys don't understand what you're in for. Republicans, I don't think you understand who you're fucking with. I think you are underestimating the people who you were trying to make. You should have let it go. You should have just taken the L.
Time to bail.
You should have taken the L, but now they're trying to get the official to recall the play and watch it. No, but wait, let's watch the replay and see. We're gonna argue that it should have been an inch this way. No, get the fuck out of here. No, that's not gonna work for you. And now you're just pissing the other team off. That's all that's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're sitting over here with your freaking pocket twos and the other guy just raised on you and you just bet and you can't put it down and you're ready to you really should be just fucking folding your fucking twos, but you can't put them down and you shove all in and the guy fucking calls you and he's got a better hand and now you're fucking beat because you couldn't get away from your fucking pocket twos.
Well, shit, that makes me feel like go ahead then. Actually, put all the chips on the table.
Double down, motherfuckers.
Yeah, come on, try it again. Let's just stick to that same narrative. The election wasn't fair.
Yeah.
Well, I forget who the fuck I was watching on the news. They were like, but do you seriously think that it was I've said before and you want to keep on thinking that it was a fair election, but you can't deny that there were certain states they did things and they didn't follow the law. Yeah. Keep on doing it.
Those are fish.
Keep on doing that. Just stay on that straight and narrow path.
Yep.
My guy, that's
unwavering.
That is what's gonna
America.
That unwavering path. Keep fucking with me.
Pride.
See what happens.
Keep your pride.
But what that means is, we gotta fight these motherfuckers. It's the writing on the wall though, right? It's because you only play dirty when you don't think you can win. They know they know for a fact they can't win on their own merits anymore. People are tired of that shit. So I'm having a little laugh at them.
Right. They argue the process.
Right. Yeah.
They don't argue the fundamentals or the meat of it. They talk about the process.
Yeah, that douchebag that starts, actually, I'd like to, on a technicality, excuse me. Right. You know what the Republicans are doing right now? They're going, point of personal privilege. I don't feel some people have too much right to vote, and they need to have less because that's unfair to us if they get to have the right to. I would like to be individually recognized as someone who is more important than other people, and I need to be treated that way.
I'm a unique snowflake.
I'm just saying.
And I melted.
I'm just saying. Look, hey, we just found out Texas is full of snowflakes.
Oh, yeah. Boom, boom. I think we're ending. I think we're going to call it right now on that one.
I'm sorry.
I think we're done.
I think that's it. We're going to wrap it up. If anybody's still hanging on Twitch, they're not. It's just me.
No, there's nobody here.
It's just me. There was one other person. It's just me now. Yeah.
I was here, but I'm gone.
Yeah. Oh, it was you. Okay. No one's like, all right, hey. Dude, thank you guys very much for watching the light roast.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, this has been fun. Jason, thank you again for the coffee.
Hey,
it was delicious.
Yeah,
cheers.
Yeah, I've got a little sip left. Oh.
Yep.
Oh yeah, interesting flavors in the cold coffee.
Yeah. I know, right? We should do like a cold brew one day.
Yeah. Towards the summer.
Towards the summer. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.